All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Over the next 3 minutes, we are breaking down the staggering, overlapping weather extremes that are absolutely gripping the US right now, in mid-August. Honestly, the contrasts we're seeing across the map today are just mind-blowing.
Just to help you instantly grasp the sheer scale of what we're dealing with, wrap your head around this number. Over 6.4 million acres have already burned nationwide this year. That is a massive footprint, and it really sets the stage for the chaotic conditions we're tracking from coast to coast.
Okay, let's look at Section 1, the unrelenting heat dome. A strengthening upper-level ridge is locking in some truly dangerous temperatures right now. Across the southwest in Texas, the numbers are just staggering. Lake Havasu is hitting an astonishing 113 degrees, and major cities like Phoenix are baking at 110 under completely clear skies with zero relief in sight. Meanwhile, Dallas is sitting at a flat 100 degrees, but because the winds are kicking up, they're facing a seriously elevated fire danger. Now, over in the southeast, it's not just the air temperature that's the issue. Oppressive moisture from the Gulf is locking in, pushing heat index values up to an absolutely unbearable 115 degrees in places like Baton Rouge and Miami. You know, it's literally like walking into a steam room the exact second you step outside. So what's the crucial takeaway here? It's human safety. The National Weather Service is heavily emphasizing that these blistering conditions aren't just uncomfortable. They can turn life-threatening incredibly quickly if you happen to be caught without reliable air conditioning. While the South bakes, let's pivot to Section 2, flash floods and storms. Here, stationary fronts are bringing excessive rainfall to the Midwest and the East Coast. The Weather Prediction Center is currently tracking life-threatening flash flood risks stretching all the way from Chicago down to the tri-state area. Basically, this is driven by stationary frontal boundaries, which act like giant atmospheric traffic jams, just dumping repeated severe thunderstorms over soil that is already completely saturated. We're talking massive rainfall forecasts of 4 to 8 inches straight through Indiana and West Virginia. And that brings us to Section 3, wildfires and hazardous smoke. Up in the Pacific Northwest, they are battling millions of burning acres. Get this? Nearly 2.2 million acres are actively burning right now across just Washington and Oregon. That is a terrifyingly large chunk of that national total we looked at a minute ago. And it's highly concentrated in just 2 states. And unfortunately, this translates to a devastating human cost on the ground. The Old Trails Fire Complex recently wiped out over 700 structures in Spokane County alone, which forced an immediate public health emergency. You know, this isn't just some abstract weather anomaly. It's a real tragedy for these communities. This also creates a wild, hyper-localized impact when it comes to the smoke. It's really a tale of 2 cities. Seattle skies are clearing up beautifully thanks to westerly ocean winds pushing the smoke away. But just on the other side of the Cascades, Spokane is choking on trapped, severely hazardous air. That thick smoke is actively drifting eastward too. Over there, strong temperature inversions are acting like a warm, heavy lid, dragging all that smog right down to the surface. It is completely ruining air quality and heavily reducing visibility across the northern Rockies, especially hitting Idaho, Montana, and Wyoming hard. But despite all this nationwide chaos, there is an absolutely incredible contrast happening in California right now. San Francisco remains a cool, comfortable 63 degrees, totally protected by its famous marine layer. Yet somehow, towns less than 60 miles inland, like Redding, are roasting under a high-pressure ridge at a blistering 107 degrees. Denver, Colorado is also offering a rare pocket of relief today. They're sitting at a gorgeous, below-average 77 degrees under mostly sunny skies, completely dodging the intense, volatile weather gripping pretty much everywhere else on the continent. But honestly, as the vast majority of the country attempts to navigate these severe overlapping threats simultaneously, it leaves us with one massive question. With 113-degree heat, explosive fires, and torrential floods happening from coast to coast, how must we adapt our power grids, our cities, and our infrastructure to survive this chaotic new summer baseline? It's the challenge of our lifetime and something we all need to be thinking about. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and please stay safe out there.